What's up, Gemini? Gemini, welcome to Horoscope-ish. If you are new here, this is a spiritual entertainment channel. Welcome back, Trail Mixers. I'm using a labradorite with this because we are going to deep dive into some emotions that feel... It's almost like you've had your eyes open way too long and you go to blink and they're a little sticky because they're so dry. It's like, so you gotta rub them, get some kind of gland work in there. Okay, Gemini, what's up, baby? What's up? Why are we needing labradorite? Because we need to get connected to our soul, which is ourselves. It's ourselves. Gemini, heart of the matter. Gemini. Didn't I try to tell you? And maybe at the end of this, if we need it. Oh, there's an Ace of Cups. All right. So at the heart of the matter, at the end of this, by the way, I made some huge cookies. I want to show you one of them. The first one I did came out epic. All right. Ace of Cups. An outpouring of love. That is the heart of the matter. An outpouring of love. Oh. Get in touch with your soul, Gemini. 83. 11. New vision. Okay. The vision for you, Gemini, is to be patient. This is like literally, you know what your chaos is. Now you're seeking your peace, right? Those are unicorns. Okay, that's a magical horse. Okay, those things are... Life is but a dream, and there are unicorns in your dream, Gemini. Okay. There are unicorns in your dreams. Y'all. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So you want a new start, right? Financially. And material world, new start. But first you gotta work on your heart. Heart of the matter is working on your heart. Like feeling an abundance of love. And it all started by feeling like you had to have an abundance of stuff. And now you're working, like, it's so hard to be patient. It's so hard to be patient. You're like, when is this coming in? When is this coming in? When is this coming in? That girl, boy, get you a labradorite. I think I got this in Philadelphia for like $10. And it's a nice tumbled stone. Plus, let me see if I can get it close. I love this thing. I love labradorite. This is like my favorite stone. So, I love the iridescence in it, and I love, it's such a pretty color. Love labradorite. Have I mentioned I love labradorite? I remember not being able to get the name of it either. I'd be like, it sounds like Labrador. Oh, labradorite. Yeah, that's the one. I love healing stones. Gemini, if you're not into healing stones, try them out. Like I got the Moldavite on this one, right? This one's Moldavite. That one's for heart chakra, actually. But you know, I believe in the power of healing stones so much that I will drop money on them. So, and just a fun fact: stones were always supposed to be used in, worship and altars, things like that. It's such a connecting feeling. Okay, 7 of Cups. Oh no, we've got a little bit of like, we've got too many choices, Gemini. In the recent past, we've got too many choices. There's too many choices. There's so many choices, it's confusing. Okay, and I just saw, that's so funny because I switched decks. I was using the Cat Tarot deck, and I saw the 8 of Swords, which is depicted with a cat like going crazy with a roll of toilet paper. So it like literally you may have so many options when it comes to where to give your love and what you're looking for with just emotional, right? Like with feelings, that you may be like overwhelmed. That's a good thing. Nine of Cups. Although there might be a little bit of confusion, or, you know, you're like dreaming of what would make you just feel fulfilled, right? You're starting to lean more and more on you. Oh my gosh. Because Nine of Cups is like, because I'm good all by myself. It's not the lyrics, it's an approximate, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Okay. That's such a cool bottle. Alright. What's on Gemini's mind? Nine of Cups and the Seven of Cups. Wow. You're coming to a place of understanding that you're happy, even though you're wicked confused. Oh, that's such a, I recently spoke with a with a fellow spiritualist, and they were like, every time a card falls on the floor, it is so. I mean, it kind of depends on what you believe in. Oh. All right. Look at this similarity. The challenge is patience, right? When what's on your mind is, like, this is the challenge, right? Being patient, maybe even with someone just learning how to operate within their magic. This also could be you teaching your younger inner child that it's magic, like talking to yourself about, oh my gosh, I'm getting a yes on that. Oh, my heart is fluttering. So what's on your mind now is taking it to a more grounded position, because if this is the Temperance card and it's magic, then this one is like, all right, I've already, like, you know, I'm an adult now. So I need to do my inner child work by being there for my inner child. However, you weren't taken care of emotionally, there's Cups and Pentacles here, so financially and emotionally, like material world and, you know, the heart space. You're starting to talk to your inner child like it's worth something. Oh, hell yeah. You know, there's like a movement going on. It's like a self-care movement, self-love movement. Take time out for yourself. Take time out for yourself. Self-care, like, self-care looks like doing things for yourself. Taking care of yourself. Nine of Cups. Taking care of yourself. Like being enlightened about how important it is to love ourselves before we can expect or give love in the outside world. You know, in our environment, in the external. I thought I turned that off. Hang on one second. Okay. Side note, in the future here, it's looking like people are going to start to give you public recognition. Because you look good. You are putting in an effort. And it's all because you're in a healing mode, especially with Temperance. By the way, with that, here's your future acknowledgement starting now. Here's one of the cookies that I didn't think it was gonna look that big. I tried to make them like soft, so they are soft, but look at it, it's bigger than my face. This was the first one that I made though. This one looks good. This one looks like something you buy off a shelf. Look at that. Oh, guys, it's bigger than my hand. No, I don't do serving sizes. No, I don't. I'm telling you, you're going to be looking even more fabulous. Eat the cookie. Eat the cookie, Gemini. Who doesn't like a cookie? Okay, maybe I do believe you guys that there are orbs floating around. I just saw something go up this way. It was probably just dust, but you never know. So, eat the cookie, Gemini. Eight of Pentacles and the Hermit in your environment. All right, so. Oh, wow, that's really encouraging. Gemini, you're doing some intense work right now. Have a cookie. I needed a cookie today. Okay, I needed a cookie. So I made big cookies. And they're huge. Okay. Your environment sees you doing this work. You're going all internal. People may be kind of avoiding you because of the way you look. That's normal. I remember going through a couple of like transformational moments where people were like, do you want to talk about it? You know, because I was in these groups that were like supposed to be open and supportive, and I say supposed to be, but no one really knew how to be open and supportive because we were all healing from something. So it was kind of like people are kind of leaving you alone a little bit, but they may be checking in on you, and you may be like, leave me. Oh. These also fell on the floor, but they're in reverse. Oh my gosh, it's 2 major arcana. Okay, so what you don't see coming is a major life change. Oh my gosh, Gemini, this is huge. You're going to talk about like being in control of or not being in control of your life, right? The Hierophant usually represents a teacher, right? Or going to get advice from somebody. And Judgment normally represents not being hard on yourself. So, you know, the teacher would tell you, don't be hard on yourself. It's like this. Let me get a feel for this. Okay, I just got Ain't No Rest for the Wicked. And money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed, and there ain't nothing in this world for free. Yeah, there ain't no rest for the wicked until we shut our eyes for good. Wow. This almost feels like not taking it any, like not caring about the rules anymore, if you will. You're not going to care about the rules, and you're also going full throttle. Oh my gosh, this has to do with home. I just got Cancerian energy. So you're not resting when it comes to competition or like internal struggles. Okay, this is a heads up, and I'm not even going to call this a warning, because you can see it from a different angle and totally grab it and not need to hold on to it as some kind of, well, shoot. Okay. There's a mental-ish relapse coming. And mental relapses are when you do so much work on yourself that you start to like operate a little bit better, and then one thing or 2 or 3 or 4, don't even know. I don't know what your mental pain threshold is, Gemini, but I do know that this looks like a mental relapse that's coming, and you're gonna fight with yourself again. You're gonna have that internal conflict where, you know, you're not gonna have sound judgment from like a higher power or a counselor, or, you know, you're gonna be like, I shouldn't, you know, I should be so hard on myself. This is just a state of unrest. It's a state of unrest because, you know, I'm not a doctor, and I am not licensed in anything that would be counselor related. It's just from personal experience that when your mind is busy and you refuse to rest it, what you think does become so. And then by the time like there's something in you know, coming to you. How do I say this? It doesn't sound right. There's a possible mental relapse coming where you're doing all this work and your body is going to start to respond to a new state of calm by trying to reinstate that programmed action that you're getting out of your head. You're realizing your importance. And like the more you go into hermit mode, which just means that it's self-care. You're working hard on caring for yourself, caring for that inner child, caring for that inner teenager, caring for that inner young adult. You know, this is the Empress. That's mom energy. So you might be older, right? And what mom age is like, oh my God, well, it can really stretch. We're going to go with 18 to like 55. You know what I'm saying? So, mom age. I probably shouldn't have gone that far with it. Anywho, but you know the point. You get the point. This mental relapse is going to cause an internal struggle that you may see on the outside. You may see that external struggle within yourself on the outside. Because where you're maybe having a mental relapse, it's going to look different. So your environment is going to respond the same way. So with the whole like isolation in your environment, there's times when you want to get really social, if you will, but you don't want to talk about things the way you used to. Or maybe you do with this mental relapse. Nevertheless, sometimes, like in a healing process, you're actually going to find that your body can't tell the difference between anxiety and excitement. Weird. I, like, in the last couple of months have figured out that my body gets excited and it comes out as anxiety. Now I could go into the psychological development of the past, but the point is the answer that's right in front of you is our bodies are learning what our minds are relearning. So if we used to panic or have a mental relapse and have internal conflict about the fact that, you know, we're just not getting it and we're hard on ourselves, we don't rest our minds, we don't rest. And it literally causes a conflict. Have you ever noticed that when you're not well rested, you're more snappy? When you're not fed, you're more snappy. Like anything, these basic needs can cause a mental relapse where you just question everything. Sometimes I used to say this a lot, and I'm sure a lot of other people say it too, but there needs to be a 12-step program for the world. It shouldn't just be for, I would say, external addictions. You know, we have internal addictions as well. And they can be as simple as wanting that outpour of love that we deserve, and that outpour of everybody's rich, really. We all inherit richness through emotional fulfillment, through feeling. And so if your mind's going to be active, if you're not going to stop and rest, you're going to like bubbling up like cooking. You're going to stir up some sediment that actually needed to sit and stay there for a second so you could actually see the water. You know, you could actually see what's in the water. Water represents our emotions, so, and our feelings. So if you're going to go stirring stuff up, I've done it before, Gemini. That's why I'm saying this doesn't have to be a warning. This is more of like this is normal. It's normal to have these mental relapses where you just like, you start to feel so good. I had a mentor one time tell me, you have a happy hangover. Can we do anything in this life normal without having it have some kind of hangover effect? Even happy has a hangover? Yeah, especially if you're not used to being happy. You can literally exhaust yourself from having too much fun, and then your body can get sore and your mind can be fuzzy. It's crazy what happens when we... Thank you for letting me get on this soapbox. It's crazy what happens when we get out of crazy. Oh my gosh, if one more card falls on the floor. Gemini, it is so. It is so. Okay. Your advice is to be extremely... Put the rose-colored glasses back on. That's interesting. I mean, like, oh, you're seeing the world from rosy-colored glasses. That's been said to me so many times in my life. You're like, oh, you got rose-colored glasses on. And I'm like, no, I just see love in everyone. I understand that we all have to be on this planet doing whatever it is that we can to enjoy life. But at the same time, that rosy-colored glasses, I don't care if it's delusional, Gemini. If you can look at the world from... It's not delusional. If you can look at the world and see pure beauty in it, it's going to be really hard to be able to pick out the negative. But there's a ton of new beginnings here. I mean, this just seems like you've had to be patient, like that. You know, like throughout your life, you've had to be patient with yourself. Oh, patient with yourself because you were confused. There's another way to look at it. You were confused. This is going to be the longest video, I'm telling you. You were confused about things because imagine if you knew from an early age that you were just fabulous. You didn't need much of anything. You had everything you wanted and it was an emotional fulfillment. But there was confusion around you. Look at these choices. Look at these choices. You know, it's a 7. That's a mystical number, right? So mysticism, the idea of greater, the idea of magic, things that, you know, and you know what magic is? Making something out of nothing. Like, you made that, Gemini? Yes. Oh, wow. Push through this. The only way out is through. The faster you're in, the better. That's Alanis Morissette. Out is through. It's great. It's a great album. I think it's called Flavors of Entanglement. I think. Alanis Morissette has like 12 albums. She's so fabulous. You want Gemini? You want to get through Gemini 77? That's such good luck. I'm sorry. That's one of my angel numbers, and my phone keeps popping stuff up. So Gemini, you are on the right track. And if you want some like good like lyrics, like I would even call them wholesome lyrics, very very Gemini-esque. Just listen to Alanis Morissette if you're going through it, because even like, and please do yourself the favor of like not being like, I don't like Alanis Morissette. She's such an angry singer. Well, no, she's an honest singer. But there's so many albums out there. I don't know why I'm plugging Alanis Morissette right now. It's what got me through some hard stuff, right? Especially mental relapses. And she's a Gemini. And she's a June Gemini. So she's like further down the deacon. I think she's like June. I thought she was June 2nd, but I think she and her twin brother, go figure, are June 1st. Anywho, I freaking love her, guys. Okay, so Justice in the 6 of Pentacles. What goes around comes around. What you give, you will get back, Gemini. So make sure you have on rosy-colored glasses, and the world can only help but respond to you the same exact way. This is beautiful. I love you, Gemini. Bye.